While everyone's busy talking about the latest AI model releases, something much bigger is happening in the shadows. Enterprises aren't just adopting AI, they are desperate to build their own AI agents to automate everything from customer service to supply chain decisions to complex back-office workflows. And now, a company that solved the biggest problem holding them back just raised $130 million in series of funding. Prime Intellect isn't another AI model, and it's not another chat app. It's the platform that lets companies build, deploy, and manage custom AI agents without needing a genius-level engineering team. This matters because right now, enterprises are scattered across different approaches. Some are coding agents from scratch using Claude or ChatGPT APIs, burning months and millions in the process. Others are waiting on the sidelines, watching their competitors race ahead and steal market share. Prime Intellect just moved that finish line for everyone. The $130 million raise signals something crystal clear to the industry. Investors believe the AI agent platform market is about to explode into a multi-billion-dollar space. And that's just the funding story. Here's what most coverage gets wrong. This isn't about being first to market. It's about solving a problem that every enterprise on Earth will need to solve. And when that problem hits, Prime Intellect will already be standing there waiting. To understand why Prime Intellect's raise is such a big deal, you need to understand what's changed in AI over the past year. Back in 2024, enterprises were just getting comfortable with large language models, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. They'd use them for brainstorming, for writing, for analysis, basic stuff. But in 2025 and now 2026, the conversation shifted completely. Companies realized that AI agents, systems that can take actions, make decisions, and execute tasks without human intervention, are the real product. A customer service agent that answers tickets, flags escalations, and routes them automatically. A supply chain agent that tracks shipments, predicts delays, and rebooks logistics. A financial analyst agent that reads earnings reports and highlights risks. These aren't science fiction. Companies like Amazon, Tesla, and Microsoft are building these right now. But here's the problem that every enterprise hit. Building agents requires connecting multiple AI models, integrating with internal databases and APIs, handling errors, managing security, and testing constantly. It's not one model call anymore, it's an entire orchestration challenge. The engineers who know how to build this infrastructure, they are scarce and expensive. And there aren't many platforms out there designed specifically to make this easier. That's the gap Prime Intellect is filling. So what does Prime Intellect actually do? Think of it like a construction kit for AI agents. Just as you wouldn't build a house by mining ore and smelting steel yourself, you shouldn't have to build an AI agent from complete scratch. Prime Intellect gives enterprises pre-built components and connectors. Need your agent to read from a Salesforce database? There's a connector. Need to generate responses using Claude or another model? There's an integration. Need to route decisions based on confidence scores? There's a module for that. The platform handles the plumbing so engineers can focus on the unique business logic. Under the hood, it's orchestrating multiple steps, receiving a request, determining what information the agent needs, fetching that data from internal systems, feeding it to the AI model, interpreting the response, taking an action, and logging everything for audit and compliance. Do all that manually and you'll spend 6 months. Do it with Prime Intellect and you'll live in weeks. The $130 million investment tells us the investors see this as the Zapier or Make of AI agents, a platform that becomes indispensable infrastructure that every enterprise eventually plugs into. And the market agrees, which is why they funded the company to scale this vision. Let's get concrete with examples. A financial services firm uses Prime Intellect to build a compliance agent that reads every customer communication, flags potential regulatory violations in real time, and alerts a human before a message goes out. That agent saves them millions in potential fines and keeps the company out of legal trouble. A manufacturing company uses Prime Intellect to build a predictive maintenance agent that connects to EOT sensors, analyzes equipment patterns, predicts when machinery will fail, and schedules maintenance before a breakdown happens. Downtime costs them thousands per hour, so catching failures early is worth everything. A healthcare provider uses Prime Intellect to build a patient triage agent that reviews symptoms, medical history, and current medications, then recommends an appropriate care pathway or escalates to a doctor. It handles routing, reduces bottlenecks, and improves patient outcomes. A retail company uses Prime Intellect to build an inventory agent that monitors stock across dozens of warehouses, predicts demand changes, and automatically reorders inventory before shelves go empty. What ties all these together? They are all problems that enterprises knew they needed to solve, but couldn't because the technical barrier was too high. Prime Intellect lowered that barrier, and that's where the real opportunity lies. Now Prime Intellect isn't alone in this space. You've got Anthropic building Claude with agentic capabilities. OpenAI has been exploring agents through function calling. LangChain and other open-source frameworks let developers build agents the hard way. So what makes Prime Intellect different? Speed is part of it. Instead of hiring engineers to stitch together frameworks and manage infrastructure, enterprises can get an agent live in weeks. Cost matters too. Building a team of specialized agent engineers. Expect to pay millions. Using Prime Intellect, fraction of that. But the bigger advantage is probably the $130 million in backing. That cash means Prime Intellect can build integrations with every enterprise system that matters: Salesforce, Oracle, SAP, ServiceNow, Workday. They can hire the best people. They can move fast, or their competitors are still writing blog posts about the AI agent future. The comparison to Zapier or Make isn't random. Those platforms succeeded because they made technical things accessible to non-technical people. Prime Intellect is doing the same for AI agents. You don't need to be a machine learning researcher to build one anymore. You just need to understand your business problem and know what data your agent needs to access. That's a fundamentally different proposition than it was 6 months ago. Let's zoom out for a moment. What does this funding round really signal about the future? First, it confirms what insiders already knew. The AI agent platform market is going to be enormous. We are talking a new category of software that didn't exist 3 years ago, but will be as fundamental to enterprises as databases or cloud platforms within 5 years. Second, it shows that the model wars are shifting. The big AI companies, Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, they're all building models. But the real moat, the real defensible business, might not be the models themselves. It might be the platforms that orchestrate agents using those models. Think about it. Any enterprise will use Claude, GPT, or Gemini, but they'll only use one agent platform. That's where lock-in happens. That's where pricing power comes from. Third, this spells change for the job market. Enterprises will need fewer specialized AI engineers, those hyper-specialized, expensive people who today build agents from scratch. But they'll need more application developers, business analysts, and product managers who understand how to define agent behaviors and requirements. The skill mix is shifting. And for enterprises that haven't started their AI agent journey yet, this is a wake-up call. Waiting is getting more expensive. The tools are getting better. The platforms are getting easier, and your competitors are shipping agents now. So if you're inside an enterprise right now, what should you actually do with this information? First, if you haven't explored AI agents yet, now's the time to start thinking about where they'd add value. Don't wait for perfection. The technology is mature enough. Identify one business process that involves repetitive decisions, rule-based logic, or data integration. That's your pilot. Second, if you're evaluating platforms or frameworks, add Prime Intellect to your shortlist. Check out their integrations. Do they connect to your systems? Talk to other users. Does their approach match how your team works? Speed to production matters more than feature completeness because agent platforms will evolve rapidly. Better to launch an agent now and upgrade it later than wait for the perfect platform. Third, start budgeting for this differently. Agents aren't a cost center, they are a revenue driver or a cost saver, depending on your business. If an agent saves your company 50,000 hours of manual work per year, it pays for itself instantly. Build the business case now while your competitors are still in meetings about it. Finally, don't get caught thinking AI agents are a technology problem. They're a business process problem. The agent itself is just the implementation. Figure out what you want to automate. Prime Intellect makes the implementation part easy. Here's what this all adds up to. Prime Intellect raising $130 million isn't just a funding headline, It's a validation that the AI agent era has officially arrived. We are past the hype phase. We are in the deployment phase. Enterprises are building agents. Platforms like Prime Intellect are making it faster and cheaper. And the window to start your agent journey is closing, because once all your competitors have shipped agents, the competitive advantage of being first is gone. The bigger picture is this: artificial intelligence is no longer about which company has the best model. It's about which company can use models most effectively to automate their business. That's where the value lies. That's what investors are betting on. And that's what you should be thinking about too. Whether you're an AI engineer looking at your next opportunity, a manager planning technology investments, or a founder building a platform, this is the moment. The infrastructure exists. The capital is flowing. The customer demand is real. What you do next will determine whether you're ahead of this change or left behind by it. So follow the channel for daily updates on the AI platform wars as they unfold. That's where the real action is. We'll be tracking Prime Intellect, their competitors, and the enterprises that lead the charge. Catch you tomorrow with more daily AI headlines.